Good morning. How are you guys doing? Okay, so I'm super excited because I had some awesome things happen today during my meditation that I wanted to share with you about. And I never thought that I'd be creating a video talking about spirit animals because I'd always joke around about spirit animals to people and say, what's your spirit animal? Oh, my spirit animal is a hummingbird. And for me, the reason why it's hummingbird is because I'm always flitting, like ideas and energy and all that. And hummingbirds, you rarely see them like sitting very still because they have this like amazing spidey sense or hummingbird sense of when any slight movement happens, they flit away. And I feel like since this coronavirus craze happened and a lot of us were either put on lockdown or shelter in place, it's hard for people just to like calm yourself because we're all flitting, right? But for me, that energy is just very vibrant. And a lot of people say you're hyper, you're bubbly, or whatever, but I don't think so. I'm just me, boo. So, okay, so today I gotta tell you a crazy story. I got a couple crazy stories to tell you about spirit animals, and that's why I'm making this video. Of course, I'd always joke around with spirit animals with people. Juju Chang, who's one of my friends, and she's the anchor for a Nightline with ABC, and she does a lot of stuff with ABC, but we joke around, and she had interviewed Oprah once, and she was like, oh my God, Oprah's my spirit animal. I'm like, no, my God, she's mine too. And so we joke around about it, but I never really looked up what it meant. So I looked it up today after I had this like crazy experience, and then I have to tell you about this, how this experience ties into Robin Williams. OKurrr. Stay with me, y'all. Okay, so spirit animal, the idea of spirit animal comes from a Native American tradition, though it is not common to all Native American faiths and cultures. It has appeared throughout mythology and even pops up today in pop culture. For example, in the daemon, quote daemon, that is the manifestation of a person's soul in Philip Pullman's, quote, his Dark Materials trilogy. Indeed, the idea of Patronus in Harry Potter, a protective force that appears as an animal and correlates to a person's inner character, is a direct nod to the concept of the spirit animal. How do you know what your spirit animal is? What is your spirit animal? It's not just an animal that you like, because there's a lot of animals I like. So I do spirit, so every single animal will be my spirit animal. Or with which you feel some kinship with because it has a gesture or a feature that looks like you. What do I look like? Right now I look like a peacock because all my hair is sticking out. Spirit animal is a creature who faces the world the same way you do, who is social or antisocial, fearful or bold, playful or serene, just as you are. It's the animal species whose platonic ideal would be most likely to choose the way you do in any given situation. So let's find out which of the many soul animals you are, blah, blah, blah. So that's the crazy thing. So I've always been really kind of connected to hummingbirds for many reasons I explained before. And I don't know, when I see them, I just feel joyful. I feel joyful when I see other animals, but there's just this different vibration of joyful that I feel like when I see my hummingbirds. This morning, I was doing my meditation over here. I felt like following the Buddhist monk and spiritual teacher Thich Nhat Hanh. He was just talking about flow and ease, and I felt this like real sense of peace. So I don't know why, but I gravitated. I sit there, y'all, and I gravitated towards my window. I live here in San Francisco, so I'm gonna show you my view outside. If you follow me on Instagram, Toan TV or Go Inspire Go, you see this view a lot. But I was sitting here doing my meditation thing, had my cup of tea, had my little notebook, journal, gratitude journal, and I was sitting here. You can hear the birds, it's amazing. And just right there on this line right here. So my neighbor's a little ratchet over here. They always like hang panties and stuff on there. Thank God there was no panties because it invited today a hummingbird to sit right there. And I was like all tripping and I was like, ooh, hummingbird, cool. So the crazy thing is I sat here while I was meditating the Thich Nhat Hanh thing and listening to that, and it sat there for like 2.5 minutes. And then it flew away It took a poop too. Then it flew away and it came back and I recorded it. And it was like 2 minutes and 32 seconds. It was just sitting there. And then afterwards, I don't know when, but I either took a screenshot or whatever, and I sent it to a couple of my spiritual friends. And one of them was like, oh my God, I specifically love the heart on the beak. And I was like, what heart on the beak? And I saw that there was a heart on the beak, and I was like, OKurrr, maybe I'm tripping or something. Anyway, so I don't see no hummingbirds right now. It's not often you see hummingbirds just like randomly in the city, but especially sitting there. So I'm like, what? A crazy hummingbird story that I want to tell you. So I think the hummingbird was trying to send me like love and peace. That was the message. Whether you believe it or not, whatever, I don't care. I believe it, and it's pretty amazing. Okay, so I have another crazy story to tell you. So this one comes from Michael Pritchard, who is a humanitarian, I call him, and he's a comedian, and humanitarian, I gave him that name for a reason, I forgot. Anyway, it'll come back up later. Humanitarian and comedian, that's what it is. So he's one of my spiritual soul brothers, and like spiritually he's connected to divine order, something up above, because he's like, when I'm feeling really down, he'll send me a message like on Facebook Messenger or a text or something and be like, don't worry, stop worrying, you're gonna be okay. And even dreams, future dreams that I have not told anybody about, he's told me that those were things I was gonna do. Anyway, stay with me here, y'all. So Michael Pritchard is also Robin Williams' best friend. There's such an interesting story because I love hummingbirds so much. I got a hummingbird up on my arm, OKurrr, and I'm not gonna put random things, tattoos and stuff on my body that I don't care about. But look, this is a hummingbird origami, which reminds me to be free and to be creative like the hummingbird. That's how much I love hummingbirds, y'all. OKurrr. So, stay with me here. So, I was with Pritch one day, I call him Pritch. And one time I texted him, I was like, hey Pritch, and it said the B word instead of Pritch. Imagine what that word is. And he started laughing. I was mortified. So, crazy story. So, he was really good friends, best friends with Robin Williams. They lived together, they were brothers. They have done work in Hollywood together. And they would also privately, Pritch tells me all these amazing stories, like they go to like Ronald McDonald houses and other places to hang out with these kids and just to spread joy and light and make them laugh. And I love those little stories so much. So here's a crazy story. So unfortunately, Robin Williams took his life, and Pritch said a crazy story is that the hummingbird apparently was also Robin Williams, one of his favorite animals, and I guess his spirit animal, and it was his daughter's too, because his daughter, I hear, has a hummingbird that right here on her arm, that was on her hand, that was tattooed. So they would always talk about how this was Robin's, one of his spirit animals or whatever. So the crazy thing is, when Pritch found out that Robin had committed suicide, he said, I screamed loud. And if you know Michael, he has like this hearty, like diaphragmatic, deep voice. And he was like, what the F? Why? Blah, Robin, right? Anyway, I won't scare my neighbors all screaming. But it was at that moment that Pritch's door, there's a window by it, if you go to his house in Marin. And he said, once he yelled that, a hummingbird came in, tick, 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 on the window. And he was like, what the heck, I'm not expecting anybody, maybe it's a package or something, right? So he opens the door and the hummingbird literally flitting and staying still like this for like 5 minutes in his face. And Pritch starts laughing because he's like talking to the hummingbird like it was Robin, like it was something he had reincarnated or whatever into. And call it coincidence, you can call this bird coincidence thing that came to my window today. I have no clue. But if you look at the photo, there is a heart by the beak, which I think is really nuts. So today I'm just gonna be singing. I'm not gonna like get that song out of my head by Corinne Bailey Ray. The three little birds sat on my window, and he told me that I sent your heart. OKurrr. Anyway, that's a crazy story. But anyway, what is your spirit animal. I wonder. Let me know what your spirit animal is. Let me know if you've been getting any sort of like messages. I don't know why I'm doing this video. I thought it was just fun, and I wanted to share the fact that there's all these other little mini stories that happen with this spirit animal thing that I guess I'll share another time. But anyway, I guess what I'm saying is just have fun, enjoy this crazy time. Listen, Oprah always says, listen to the whispers. And whatever whisper it is, be it a hummingbird or whatever, just pay attention to it. Right? There's all these messages out there, I guess. Listen to the whispers. If you're feeling creative, get creative. If you're feeling like writing, write. If you're feeling like baking, bake. If you're feeling like calling somebody, call somebody. I guess I'm just saying, play, be creative. That's the message I'm getting. Love on one another. Do something kind for somebody. Be joy to somebody, whatever it is. Hummingbird, heart, OKurrr. Love ya. Bye.